This quilt is called When Life Gives You Broken Dishes, Use Paper Plates. The Party Must Go On. And it started out actually as a UFO, but now I like to call it a PhD because it just sounds much better, which means projects half done. So it started out actually as a class project, and I had all these blocks left over from a demo that I was doing, and I decided to turn them into placemats for my home. And as you can see, they're way too big and they didn't fit on the table. So they got packaged up and they got left on the UFO shelf for about 10 years, and finally pulled them out, and all of my grand illusions of thread painting and coffee pots and plates of pasta, all of that was thrown by the wayside, and I just pulled out the rubber stamps and said, let's get this thing done. Well, I like the rubber stamps, first of all, because they're dependable. You eliminate technology with all the computer stuff and all the paper, all that kind of technical stuff. You just get out your paints, you get out your rubber stamps, you have all the different fonts, you can choose your font, you can control it, and you just get it done. I have books and books of statements, quotes, I tear them out of newspapers, I keep the thoughts for the day, my wild, wacky women calendars, I save all those. And so when I do this as a class, I give the class a big folder of quotes to use if they can't come up with something. So these are my food quotes. These are a couple of them. This one says, "He who hesitates gets leftovers." This one says, "Great food, the universal language." This came from Inside Out Wreath. And I was attempting to do a very traditional pattern for the traditional ladies that like the technique, but you know, they would prefer to use different colors. And I was an utter failure, and it ended up like this. So that's where the colors came from. And the border started out just as a square border using scraps from another project. So this was just a big, you know, tattery border, straight, and then after it was quilted, I just went back and added the little curves. This one is called Flower Power Flashback. As a child of the 60s, I love these colors and love the flower power thing, and I really wanted to use the, you know, the bold poppy colors and then do a little bit of color play, and it was kind of an exercise on layering and shadowing. So that was kind of my little education there. This is an inside out quilt.
Okay.
All of my quilts are either inside out or broken. So this is an inside out quilt, and this was actually started as 2 blocks that are layered together. And this started out as 2 different blocks layered together with a very careful consideration of the color.